We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. XRP. Is XRP ready to take off with Bitcoin? Or is Bitcoin going to lead an Ethereum, Solana, and XRP resurgence? Who can stop this market? Nobody. Who believes that the orange man is going to do what he said he's going to do? Why does anybody think that's not going to happen? Michael Saylor is making analogies to the Bitcoin economy, and namely, buy Bitcoin, borrow more money, buy Bitcoin, to Manhattan real estate, which the orange man happens to, that's his origin. So I have no idea why anybody would fade Bitcoin, one. And two, I don't understand why everybody is looking at XRP and acting like it can't go up more, a lot more. I'm wondering how long it's going to take Wall Street economists who have now just figured out how to take a pencil and write a $200,000 price target and then have somebody type it into Twitter. Okay, we're just getting around to that. I'm wondering when these guys are going to figure out that we're looking at a fiat currency revaluation or devaluation, if they'll let me say this term. Now, if you want more, if you want to know what the altcoin picks are to be able to get involved, I just published a new member video. So for all you XRP fans and all you Bitcoin fans, if you want to start branching out in altcoins, I just published the Buy the Dip list. We have memes and we have our overall market direction podcast with me and the best sector analyst in all of crypto, Toby Ward. So you want to scan the QR code, check out the link down below, and there's even like a $ join button at the bottom of the chat. You know what? All this choppy price action, somebody writes into me and goes, hey, Bill, do the market update because this market sucks. This market sucks because big players are adjusting their positions, getting ready for an absolute blast off where the big caps could lead and the altcoins could follow. Web3 is going to happen. Patreon is our middle tier offering. They have a store with reports in it. They're very expensive compared to the memberships. But if that's what you want to do, you can do that over there in Patreon. Again, the 6th Street Crypto Podcast, right? And then LuxAlgo, the chart system that makes it all go around here. There's the subscription to that. And there's my indicators that you can get 40% off on with the discount code NOBLE, all caps, NOBLE. Okay? XRP people, listen up. Do not doubt $5. $1 trillion for XRP. In other words, let me rephrase. Bitcoin is at 2 trillion. It should be at 3. And it can go there on a rope. You know how I know that? Because Nvidia did the same thing. When Nvidia went from 2 trillion to 3 trillion, it just went there. We didn't all sit around and go, whoa, can this happen? Is Michael Saylor going to blow up? When's the top of the cycle? This is what we're talking about. It's like pea-brain nonsense. Over there in equities, we're like, yeah, Nvidia's going up. Cowboy, wahoo, let's go. 2 to 3. Bitcoin, 2 to 3. Right? Ethereum should be trading at $1 trillion. And frankly, so should XRP. Now, that's $10. $5 feels easy, particularly if you look at long-term price prediction math, which honestly is the only way to chart the market. Right? In other words, I could do the XRP long-term price prediction video, or we can just knock it all out with everybody else's long-term price prediction in the PowerPoint. So for goodness sakes, don't go anywhere. Now, while we're on the subject of don't go anywhere, if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to the channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. Watch the XRP short videos. Watch all the short videos. Leave a comment. Get the channel moving, right? If you like what I'm saying and you're getting involved in what we're getting involved with, the more people that hear me, the better off you are. Simple as that. And if you don't have a nickel or you live far away and US dollars are a problem, all you have to do is like and subscribe to the channel. Everything's going to be okay. And if this market sucks and your coins are down, I have a coin that's down from tax loss selling. Probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in markets. And that's saying something. It's like I got to keep water. I got to keep water on the desk because of the severity of what's going on there. Okay. So we're going to start right off. We have a member who's asking me about TMAI. Okay, well, TMAI, you know, I'm happy for these guys. They worked really hard for a really long time throughout a lot of dark stuff, including the government coming after my old boss. They got a market cap of 140 million on an AI meme coin that I assume they use to pay for the services. So they got volume and they got a nice market cap, and good for them. Seriously. They were a good bunch of guys, and I know those guys were suffering during the bear market. So, you know, I wish them well. Crypto is a really small space. Okay, let's welcome who's here. All right, we have Bobby, a member. Okay, yes, AIntivirus tax loss selling team to make an announcement. Told that directly. Bill and Eagle King, welcome. Bull Runner hitting the emojis. Hi, Bob, Joe Mike, Art. Listen to this. Starting the night shift at the Amsterdam airport. Sir, congratulations. You have now beat the guy from Brooklyn in the UPS truck as the most unbelievable place where anybody has ever watched the stream. Today's Tech Bites getting busy. Good afternoon, Daniel from Los Angeles. Ron, forget about it. Right? Don't forget, for $4.99, as in $4.99, you can get yourself emojis that you can use on the stream that range from Notorious Bill to the banana, right, to multiple XRP emojis. So please get in there, support the channel, enjoy yourself. Yappy, the water guy, hello, right? Crypto Keeter, Brick Dreams, hi. JB, K9 Crypto, Patriot Caveman, welcome. Gian, a member, thank you, with the green button. Hey, man, the green buttons changed everything. Crypto, the election, Canadian, German politics. Green button's a funny thing. I'll take full credit for that one. Loches, one of the originals in the house. Cossacks, Felix, Man Friday, Caroline in the house. Just in time, Michael, Steve, welcome. Nathan, Captain Dusty, welcome to the show. Okay, news, let's go. Why are we here? Millions of Americans are skipping meal and selling belongings to pay for housing and household goods. Okay. The currency doesn't work. You work, you produce labor, they give you a currency that doesn't work. It doesn't. It hasn't worked in a long time. And now, you know, you're going to remember the last year, particularly with this horrid range in crypto, and you're going to say, I lived through possibly the modern equivalent of a depression because people could not afford basic necessities. That's it. Now, what is the orange man going to do about it? Let's review. Okay. Americans are optimistic that their finances will improve. It couldn't get any worse. I mean, it can always get worse, but it couldn't get any worse from a sentiment point of view. Now, just in case people think this guy's kidding, right? I mean, this has been the thing that I got right since 70K. If you think for 1 second that these guys are kidding about basically crypto QE, right? They're going to buy crypto. They're going to buy this eensy-weensy little $2 trillion asset. I mean, the government uses $2 trillion as dental floss, and they can buy into an asset that makes people feel good, creates a wealth effect, and starts a chain reaction of innovation when they need innovation to the point where Trump is doing like a Shark Tank style move in public on the CEO of a major corporation, trying to get him to commit instead of 100 billion to 200 billion in the United States. How serious do we need economic growth? And we're fading these people. This guy trolled Justin Trudeau to the point where they're going to have regime change in Canada. And I thought they were dug in on the left to the point where they were going to take down the maple leaf and put up the old East German flag. Seriously. And that guy is either going away from power or he's going to be seriously weakened in terms of what he can do. Either way, the orange man changed that with a couple of tweets. Why do you think he would not push a button and buy some Bitcoin? It's an absolute no-brainer, especially when given the problems that we already have with geopolitical conflict and $36 trillion in debt. It's like, yeah, okay, get this ecosystem moving. Next. And everyone's like, oh, is it going to happen? Oh, this can't happen. It's not going to do it. I'm going to get short MicroStrategy. Yeah, dude, good luck. Send out a search party for your face. That's how that's going to work out. Cynthia Lummis says 2025 will be the year of digital assets. Is there any reason to not believe this woman, particularly if the orange man is in her camp? Like, is she going to stop bull posting this thing until they get it done? XRP surges 14%. XRP surges 14% as Ripple. XRP surges 14% as Ripple prepares to launch its stablecoin. You know, here's the funny thing about crypto these days. Michael Saylor is very eloquent, but he's still a stone-faced tech guy who is sick of the media fading him. He's not the everyman like Ben Armstrong. He's not a guy who can relate to like Joe Public, right? He's like a thought leader. He's like an intellectual and a hedge fund savage. Well, that goes without saying. But Joe Public doesn't really understand why they need to pay 105 or 120 or 144 for Bitcoin. They don't really understand that. Now, XRP is in the same situation. They have like dimwit managers that can't bull post their own coin. They donated to the wrong political party, and they're talking about buying the XRP ETF because they probably don't own enough XRP. So whoever comes out and bull posts XRP incessantly will probably get mind share. And once the Coinbase normies, I mean, when does the Ripple price get unattractive? Never. And the market cap is too cheap. So what's the problem? Like, the market cap is like billions of dollars away from where it should be. And it has an interesting dollar price. And somebody just has to get on and become the spokesperson for XRP. I would do it. I'd be happy to do it. The Ripple guys should call me, right? Or they should get off their ass and do it. Excuse me. But when they do, it's going to $5. Because all it takes is every Coinbase normie to go, oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing digital money now. Oh, excellent. How many digital monies do we have? Well, you know, we got Bitcoin, we got Zcash, I don't know. We got Litecoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. There's 6 of them. You could have the Magnificent Money 7 or the Money Magnificent 7 in crypto. And retail just mooning it incessantly, not to mention the fact that hedge funds with all these billions that are coming in, they're going to need to get involved in something that moves faster than Bitcoin. Well, Solana is eventually going to move faster than Bitcoin, but it hasn't lately. What has moved faster than Bitcoin? XRP. So I think there's also a lot of people that are assuming that XRP can't have another leg. Like XRP went from 50 cents to $3. So it's up a lot, and everyone goes, oh, well, it's up a lot. What, is it? Not really. XRP hasn't even taken out its high yet. ETH just kind of like poked its head above 4,000. So what? Everyone's writing it to me saying the market sucks. We're in the middle of like a 60-day, 50-day bull market, 40-day bull market. Everyone's like the market sucks. Everyone in crypto is miserable. How high can this go when everyone is miserable? I mean, if everyone's wearing a lampshade on their head, drinking out of a champagne bottle, then you got to be like, okay, well, maybe I'm a little worried about this, but everyone's miserable. This market's going massively higher. Massively. It's not investment advice. It's just like, it's just too much money chasing too little supply of everything. And everyone is either short, doesn't know what to say, on the sidelines, with the wrong position, whatever. It's like, you want the XRP bull post? That's the XRP bull post. I saw something on Twitter. Some lady was like, yeah, you know, happy holidays to all you people out there doing the XRP thing. like it's some stupid meme coin. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, have fun. You know, it's good luck with Turtle Coin or whatever. It's not Turtle Coin. It's fast money. It's been around. I think XRP goes all the way back to 2014. That's how long people into XRP have waited. They only waited 10 years. Let's get off the train now after 40 days. You got to be kidding me. If XRP consolidated for 10 years, it can go up for 10 years. Who's talking about that? Nobody except me. Michael Saylor thinks Donald Trump is serious about creating a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. Yeah, because he probably talks to him on the phone. Simon's XRP bull in the building, soaring with the Eagle King. Right on, sir. Thank you for the super chat. Right? I mean, all you need to see is the orange man wearing an orange tie. It's over. That's it. That's it. All he has to do is say something or wear an orange tie. Forget about it. It's over. It's gone. You're not going to be able to buy it. I mean, there's a lot of things you're taking for granted in the world, right? Like no UFOs above a mall. You can go to the mall without running into aliens. So much for taking that for granted. You're taking for granted the ability to buy at all. Seriously. I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy it later. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you'll buy it later after hedge funds hoover everything up and the centralized exchanges and the DEXs are overloaded, because that's how much liquidity is coming into the market. Bitcoin to gold ratio hits historic peaks. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is up and gold is going to catch up. So gold went first while Bitcoin did nothing. Then Bitcoin went while gold did nothing. And they're going to alternate and go back and forth because this is a fiat. What is changing here is the value of fiat. They're doing it through Bitcoin. Of course, no one talks about that. No one thinks like that because everybody is trying to find a dog coin that's going to 1000x so they can retire, when everyone in equities has showed you over the last 20 years how to make life-changing money. You make life-changing money by getting long, ignoring the noise, and buying the dip. That's it. That's it. It's not set it and forget it. You have to actively manage the portfolio going back and forth between sectors, not every 20 minutes like meme coins, but they've told you how to make money in equities. And in crypto, we're just obsessed with, I have to buy it now and it has to 100x and I have to get out before it goes down 90% because I only have 6 more months in the cycle. Please, that is not happening anymore. It's not. CoinDesk, XRP gains 8%, leading indexes higher from Monday. Oh, well, look, Stellar is involved too. Yeah, okay. Like Stellar, XRP, Solana, NEAR, Hedera, Render, and Polkadot are down. Cardano has done nothing. Avalanche has done nothing. All of these coins are going to 20x. Not tomorrow, but they're going to 20x or 50x. Everyone's like, hey, how do I find 100x? I don't know. Buy Polkadot. People think I'm out of my mind. That's okay. They can think I'm out of my mind because the people who said buy Nvidia, they were out of their mind until that stock was adding market cap in $250 billion increments. This is great. I get to do stocks all over again in crypto. It's like, it's the stock market and it's 2009 and nobody thinks they have to buy it, which is exactly what it was like back then. Oh yeah, I don't need to do this. I do it later. This is not going higher, right? I don't know what QE is, but crypto QE is happening. It's happening. They're going to print money and buy Bitcoin. That's QE. Wait until the Wall Street Journal publishes crypto QE. Everyone's going to go, oh my God. All the investment banking analysts are going to have to write about all the things I'm telling you about now. I mean, Joe Public is going to see this and go, oh my God, they're doing QE for crypto? The Crypto.com CEO met with the U.S. president because he's not doing the strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? They serve these guys a Wells notice. I'm guessing that's not going to be a problem anymore. Like it's literally like the news is actually more important than the TA. This has been this way for at least 2 weeks. Bitwise 2029 price target $1 million. Okay. So everybody, Bitwise is doing like a mind share grab because no investment bank is really doing the kind of research that they do for equities, right? BlackRock's equities group only wants a 2% allocation to Bitcoin, which is amusing because they should put a 0 on the end of that. Now, one thing about price targets, which I have talked about and I will continue to talk about because it will be relevant because we will be fielding questions in member podcasts as to what's the new Bitcoin price target. Because everybody has written down and, said, okay, we're going to have a $200,000 price target for Bitcoin at the end of 2025. And I'm going to go to cocktail parties and I'm going to say that I'm on board with the Bitcoin uptrend. And, my forecast looks like just like everyone else's forecast, which means it's wrong. It's wrong. But I'm comfortable because it's what everyone else is saying. Now, what they're not saying is if they think it's going to 200 next year, it could go to 200 this year. It could definitely go to 120, and I think it could go to 140, and I got Fibonacci circle charts to prove it. Right? That's what everyone does. Everyone's like, well, this is my 12-month price target. And the market goes, oh, really? Okay, that's nice. Let's go there now. Let's go right now. Let's do it. Why wouldn't it happen? People are still fading everything. Like the number one story is the guy who got short MicroStrategy is getting more mind share than Michael Saylor, who everybody goes on and says, yeah, Mike, MicroStrategy is a Ponzi scheme. I mean, Michael Saylor must be just like, I don't know. I mean, he must go home at night and go, how much money can I borrow so I can rage buy this thing? Like he's literally rage buying Bitcoin. And everybody thinks he's an idiot. Wait till they start rage buying. Wait till they start rage buying Ethereum. Because, the funny thing is, Ethereum Central funded itself by indiscriminately selling Ethereum at 2,700. And the funny thing about Ethereum is that they have an interest rate. Like they have an interest rate from staking. Yes, you have to pay gas over there. You don't like that. But Ethereum as money has an interest rate from staking. It's the only form of crypto that has kind of like an organized interest rate. Again, no one is talking about this. And Vitalik is like, I don't know, he like packed it in. He got a girlfriend and he doesn't care anymore. There's nobody bull posting all of these major cryptos. Like BlackRock is going to have to do it. We can't even bull post. Like we're so in bear market mode. The only guy who can bull post the ecosystem has 17,000 followers. Like I need to have 170,000 followers in order to get people to listen. Then again, the 17,000 people who listen to me or the 1,700 people that watch the show or our YouTube members, which, you should join immediately, in my opinion, right? They're going to get set and wait for all these other people to figure it out. And by the time they all figure it out, the market is going to be like double whatever it's at now. You're going to take the market caps. We're going to go through it. It's unbelievable. Okay, Pudgy Penguins. So Pudgy Penguins will be like the Uniswap airdrop. This is crypto going mainstream and no one's talking about it. They got toys at Walmart. They got addresses from those toys that they're airdropping. They got NFTs, which are like preferred stock. I'll spare you the finance lecture. It's like owning a piece of it's like having a select form of ownership in the brand, and they're going to go public this year. And people are going to go crazy for this stuff. This is going to make the entire NFT mania from 2021 look like peanuts. And it's probably going to be a winner take all phenomenon. I mean, you're going to have all the imitators and the idiots behind it, but these guys have been building for 3 years. So I don't know how you catch up to this. I mean, Azuki could do street gear. I thought that's what they were going to do, but nobody ever got into the phygital stuff. Bored Ape Club made these cringy sweatshirts and cheesy clubs, outside crypto conferences. They never did anything with the brands. This is winner take all. This is an IPO. You got any idea what kind of friends you're going to have in this market if you have a Pudgy IPO? Everyone's like, oh, we're going to have Circle and Kraken IPO. Dude, that's not going to move the market. Pudgy IPO is going to move the market, and Ripple, if they can ever get their head out of their 272 million worth of, ready for this? XRP shorts face liquidation if XRP goes above $3. So who's short XRP at $3? What moron is short $272 million worth of XRP at $3? Well, I have no idea, and I don't want to get in trouble, but probably Ripple, right? They're short. Somebody is short a coin that is several $100 billion too cheap in market cap. Again, sending out a search party for your face. This is going to be unbelievable. And people are acting like it's not going to happen. It's freaking happening. It happened yesterday, 2 days ago, right? The whole market was down because Bitcoin was up, and then ETH and XRP came back, and that's all you needed to know. That's it. Oh, I need to study. I need to get a book. Oh, okay. Yeah, you get a book. Watch the market update, get a membership, get in Patreon. Yeah, sure. Get some altcoins. Right. But you don't need to know a lot. You just need to know that this is too cheap and the entire planet is coming after it. And the orange man, who is basically the king of world business, wants it to happen. So other than that, there's really no bullish case. And everybody in crypto has their head up there chasing stuff that, chasing yesterday's news. Like Solana meme coins will always be around, but it's like it's going to go down in history. In December, everybody was chasing the wrong stuff. Meanwhile, this stuff was everything was just too cheap, and everyone sat around and was going to go, well, I could have bought XRP at $2. They have all these stories about everybody who bought Bitcoin in 2013, or somebody who spent, $6 on Pudge Penguin tokens and it went to 80,000. And Arkham has all these stories and everybody reads them and gets depressed. You should read those stories and take whatever you feel about them, especially if it's a charged feeling, and smash the green button and go drive Uber so you can put more money in so you can smash the green button again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Especially if you live in some far off country where you're not as free as you want to be. This is the liberation of Europe. This is the liberation of Europe. These characters who think that they're going to run this like World Economic Forum program. Yeah. Okay. Good luck with that. You're looking at the orange man and the orange coin and the entire crypto market cap raging behind it. Because the thing that's funny about crypto is, we got algos. You got manipulation. You got rug pulls. You got this. You got that. There's no central bank controlling this thing. I mean, BlackRock can probably move it around and slow it down because they're big enough now. But still, you cannot put lightning in the bottle. You can't. And lightning is about to come out of the bottle. CoinGecko reports that Bitcoin has surged 26,000% in the last 10 years. The analysis shows Bitcoin outperforming blah, 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 blah. Find something that's too cheap. Find something that you can build Web3 on. I mean, just go through the 2021 checklist. Phantom, Avalanche, right? Solana. Then the new coins, SUI, SEI, Aptos, Phantom, Layer 2s, okay? Base coins, Virtual, Ski Mask Dog. You've got multiple AI agent memes over on Base. The Token Metrics guys are over there. Like $100 million valuation. Boom. What do you think is going to happen when ETH goes to 7K over on that chain? How many coins are there on that chain? There's just not that many, right? Chainlink, Polkadot, 10,000 transactions per second with no cost on Polkadot 2.0. No one's interested. No one was interested in Chainlink until the orange man started buying it. All of ETH DeFi. If you have a governance token that's had a bid in DeFi in the last 6 months, derivatives, Wall Street, on the blockchain, build it. Why? Because we can. Why did the United States, why did NASA go on the moon? Because they could. Because if we didn't do it, the Russians would do it. And Kennedy wasn't having that. We're going. Normandy landing, the space program, Web3. Toby Ward said it. She said it was like the space program. I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. Here comes the next 100 market updates with me shouting into this microphone where I could just probably whisper and you could still hear me, but I shout anyway. Because it's like, oh my God. Year to date, MicroStrategy has made $14.6 billion. Okay. Anybody not involved in this trade must not like money. He's going to force everyone in, and everyone's not in yet. Right. I mean, it's like a hedge fund bull post from back in the old days where some guys Goldman was like this with oil. We're buying. Nobody wanted it from $50 of oil to 75, but at 75 to 100, it was much more attractive. And at $120, it was going to 200. Same thing. Buying Bitcoin is like investing in Manhattan real estate, says MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor. See this look on his face? He's like, why don't you get it? Why do I have to keep explaining this? Have you seen this guy on interviews with these like CNBC twits, right? They stuff these people into business suits like airline stewardesses. And they're like, Mike, this is a complete Ponzi scheme. I don't know how he's keeping himself together. You know, they must, you know, the guy must have to like, you know, I don't know, use like kava or some sort of natural relaxant so he doesn't like rage on these people, or just get on his phone and just, I don't know, says, how much can we buy until this twit that I'm talking to gets it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much he should be asking them the questions. How much do I have to buy before someone gets it? Oh, and they're all short my stock? Oh, excellent. Bitcoin holders can now buy options in Semler Scientific. You know, the primary job of managers is to create shareholder value. Managers may have to start buying Bitcoin because their shareholders want it. Except for Microsoft, they don't like money over there because they're too busy trying to build Skynet to turn us all to turn this into a Terminator movie where, you know, a bunch of robots are walking around, you know, doing not nice things. Speaking of not nice things, so this guy's getting famous for losing money. You know, going along with a famous Wall Street model, the only way to get famous at Wall Street is to lose money. That's true. Like John Merriweather blew up. Mike Novogratz from Galaxy Digital blew up some hedge fund. Then they come back. Well, okay, this guy's about to be famous because, you know, MicroStrategy is going to keep going up. And, you know, now he's on Twitter all the time. Like, I'm bull posting this thing in obscurity. This guy's shorted and he's famous. This is how Wall Street works, right? But, you know, real analysts, that's what they do. They get their people involved. This guy is just like a publicity stunt to get famous, right? Like, when is Gates going to cover the Tesla short? I don't know, man. The way Tesla's moving, he better hurry up. It's time to bet on freedom. It's time our states to invest in Bitcoin to build a national strategic reserve, says somebody from Europe. It's like, lady, this lady says to this lady, hey, grandma, buy Bitcoin, right? Let the people out, let people say what they want on Facebook and buy Bitcoin. And then move out of whatever country you're in. Bitcoin is up $53,000 since September. As I said, no one wanted it at 48. No one wanted it at 53. Everyone was allergic to it at 70 because that was the all-time high. But at 105, it's clearly much more attractive. And, you know, the overall price target, our 12-month price target is $1 million, according to investment bankers in suits. Do you see what I'm talking about here? And then you can take this and apply it to everything: Ethereum, Solana, XRP. They were selling Solana yesterday like reckless abandon. Yesterday, Solana was like a Dairy Queen cup that it's like 2 days old on a road trip. You're done with it. You just, you know, it stinks. You just throw it out of the car. That's Solana yesterday. Like, oh yeah, I don't want this anymore. Hedge funds are sitting around with like billions of dollars. And every Jeet in the world is like dumping Solana to do what? I don't know. Solana, the number one Christmas present is the Solana phone that is delivered at some point in the future. U.S. listed ETFs reached 10 trillion under management. Of this, 40 billion has gone into crypto. So the market for ETFs is 10 trillion. So we have $9.6 trillion invested in legacy sludge. That's a term I haven't used in a while. 9.6 trillion in overpriced legacy sludge and 40 billion in crypto. 40 in the stock market. What happens when they allocate 2 trillion from equities over into crypto? 20% should be in crypto. So that means, you know, they got to buy 2 trillion worth of crypto. $2 trillion worth of crypto. Crypto breaks if, I don't know, if they liquidate 300 million. Oh, it's a $600 million liquidation in crypto. 15% move. Earth shattering. Stop the presses. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Okay. This is Wall Street. Yeah. We need 2 trillion. Oh, I'm sorry. There isn't 2 trillion. We don't have it. Oh, okay. Then maybe we'll start taking over companies instead. Short MicroStrategy. Wait until like people start bidding for it. Like Mike's like, I'm not selling. Okay, we'll double the bid. Nope. It's going to happen. Bitcoin traders no longer chasing record price targets. The way options are currently priced indicates a more measured bullish sentiment compared to what we've seen recently. So, yeah, you're reading that correctly. We're no longer concerned about excitement on the upside in Bitcoin because it really can't move that much for here. It's fully priced. This is legacy. I'm going on vacation. Therefore, I'm not going to make any bullish bets because we'll just come back next year and we'll do that. That's how they think in legacy. Okay. Let me tell you how we think in crypto. You hesitate. Crypto bros and hedge funds moon this thing indiscriminately. Like, let me ask you a question. Why, given the supply constraints in Bitcoin, why can Bitcoin not go from 105 to 145 on a line? Why can't that happen? Well, I don't know, mainly because maybe BlackRock doesn't want it to happen right now because there's not as long as they want to be. But how long can that stand? And even if it does stand, what's going to happen with the rest of the market? Everyone is bullish and no one is long. Everybody thinks it's going up and people are not positioned. This is telling you, people are not positioned for massive upside headed into the end of the year. No one thinks it can happen. No one thinks it can happen except me and the people in Patreon and in my YouTube member group, where I would encourage you to get to as soon as possible. Because wait till Toby, you think I'm bull posting this thing? Wait till Toby Ward gets on the tape tomorrow on our member podcast. She's just going to look at you and be like, you know what? I may look like a combination of Ginger Rogers and Marilyn Monroe, but y'all are not listening to me. This woman's been bullish, I don't know, the whole year. And she's been right on the sectors. She said DeFi, everyone laughed at her. What do you think she's going to have to say tomorrow? Well, you better hurry up and find out. No one's listening to me. Maybe they'll listen to her. No one's listening to either one of us, which I like it. I love it. I mean, it doesn't make us famous, but don't worry, we're working on that. In the meantime, let's just get everyone involved before this thing goes volcanic so you can quit your day job. How about we do it that way? You want to quit your day job? You can work your day job and be like these numbskulls who are not long or don't think Bitcoin can go up, despite the fact there isn't any, and some scary guy that means business just does nothing but go on the tape and tell people, you know, I'm bull posting this. I'm buying it every single day. I guess what he's not serious. He's just kidding. He's not kidding. He's just kidding. All right. Ethereum ENS identity system picks consensus tech for its layer 2. Not really newsworthy because Ethereum is dead. Oh, wait, it's not. Ethereum staking yields could drive institutional adoption if regulatory barriers ease, says analysts. Wait a minute. You mean the fact that Ethereum has an interest rate and an ETF could bring in more buyers? And the people in charge of regulation and crypto are all venture capitalists. What do venture capitalists like to do? Pump it. Like, do you think this is the most complicated decision that regulators are going to have to make? Yeah. Okay. Let people invest in Ethereum. We've already got an ETF. What's the problem? Right? Like, you know, Gensler's stupidity can be unwound with a pen in the first hour of the new administration. But, you know, really should be careful about buying ETH at 4K, right? I mean, at 7K, I'm going to like it much better because it's going to 10. But at 4K, you know, you got to really be careful, especially in front of Christmas, right? Because I'm trying to go on vacation and I don't want to buy the top. Ugh. Please. Ethereum culture class, dissent, decentralization, and process, right? The Ethereum camp is bearish Ethereum. Ripple is bearish XRP. When companies are bearish their own stock, their own business, their own industry, it doesn't do anything but go up. When CEOs build giant $25 million houses, you get short. I actually knew a hedge fund manager who really didn't do anything except watch for stuff like that. And as soon as the CEO would build a giant house, he would short the stock because it was over. In this case, we have the exact opposite. The guy from Polkadot went back to being a DJ in his spare time, right? Ethereum has sold everything at 2,700 to finance itself instead of using Aave, one of its own native protocols, infuriating all ETH bulls. And somebody is short a gazillion XRP at $3. And Ripple wants to buy the XRP ETF, either because they think no one else will, which is ludicrous, or because they don't have enough XRP. Like this guy Garlinghouse should be out on the tape. They're just too scared. They should be out on the tape every single day going, we reaffirm a $5 price target, and we don't think XRP is even remotely valued. It's not fair valued until $10. Come talk to us at $1 trillion market cap. Then we can talk about what this is worth. In the meantime, I suggest y'all get busy. If I was Garlinghouse, that's what I would be saying, because I know hedge funds have to buy it. Michael Saylor's 3 catalysts that will take Bitcoin to 5 million. ETF, fair value accounting rules, bank custody. What about 144K by the end of the year? I'm telling you, that's the more powerful number that no one is talking about. Everyone's like, oh my God, Bitcoin is like going to be the only monetary asset on the planet. And if you don't have a SAT, you don't exist, and all this stuff. Okay. That's a great futuristic novel stuff. How about we go back to old-fashioned Wall Street, which is as soon as they set a price target, the market goes there. Bullish, Bitcoin has overtaken Bloomberg. So Bloomberg, you know, they were a financial news organization. They became a left-wing crazy nut job place. Their opinion guys are still doing it. Guess what? You know what you're going to write about? You're going to write about what we say you're going to write about, which is whatever we're pressing with the green button. So you're a financial news organization, and we're going to hit the green button, and you're going to report on us. That's what you're going to do. Willy Woo, Bitcoin maximalists running out of charts, right? They're running out of charts because we get it. The Bitcoin standard has been adopted. You guys can retire. Okay, Willie is like, oh my God, there's no more Bitcoin left on exchanges. Yeah, bro, there's no more Bitcoin left on exchanges. Dear normies, there's no more Bitcoin. I got a lot of views with that like 6 months ago. Now there really is no more Bitcoin. ETF flows. I don't know. What do you got? 12,000 ETH, 6,000 Bitcoin, ETH 551 million, Bitcoin 635 million. Yeah, because it's not going up now, right? Because they have to own it now. They're going to wait until later. Let's do it later. No, let's do it now so we don't get fired. That's how things work at Wall Street. Someone's going to walk down the aisle and be like, you guys own this, right? The Employee Retirement System of Texas, like one of the biggest public entities on the planet. They have they had this huge trading desk of guys who do nothing but execute orders that come down from portfolio managers. I mean, it's huge. It's a city block. And that's only half of it. That's the Employee Retirement System of Texas. And there's the Teachers Retirement System of Texas. These are huge entities, right? Now, I don't know what they're doing with their portfolio, but, you know, you should go take a trip, you know, go down to the financial district, find a park bench and stare at some giant building and be like, everybody in this giant building is going to eventually be telling their clients that they got to allocate money to this stuff. And what happens? Like you could, I mean, no, it's probably an expensive taxi ride, but I mean, you could probably take a 100-pound taxi ride around all of London. Just tell the driver you want to drive by every single bank, every single institutional bank, the American banks, the English banks, the European banks, the German banks, the Japanese banks, the Chinese banks. Everybody's in London. Just, I want to go by everyone's headquarters so I can see who's coming. And they can't even get access to this stuff. They have to buy MicroStrategy, but let's get short that. Let's get short that. Take 100 pounds to go around and see all the banks that have to buy MicroStrategy or Bitcoin miners or God knows what to get involved. U.S. Bitcoin ETF has surpassed Gold ETF in assets under management, flipping gold despite a 20-year head start in gold. So obviously people want to own Bitcoin through stock market. Why? Because it's under-owned. No one has it, right? Everybody has 5% of their portfolio already in gold, right? Gold is going to be a giant central bank or some sort of related short squeeze eventually, but there's not enough money allocated to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin can't even absorb the amount of funds that are coming in. So they're just going to have to trickle down. It's doing it right now. It's going down to ETH. Then there's going to be a Solana and an XRP ETF because, I remember guys at Consensus, like, again, even the guys who are bullish are bearish. Like everyone, the smart money, like Kathy Wood and Novogratz, are saying, well, the street can really only handle 2 crypto ETFs at a time. We have $10 trillion under management in ETFs, but we can only do 2 or 3. Only do 3. Only 3. So we have to do the due diligence. We have to do this. We have to do that. We can IPO pets and drcoop.com in 2000, but, we really can't handle more than 3 ETFs at a time. Listen to these people. These are the industry insiders that are bearish their own stuff. I mean, it doesn't stop going up when you have that. It goes up until they go, yeah, man, we got to have 15 ETFs, man. We got to have, what are we going to have? We got to have the GOAT coin ETF. We got to have the blue chip meme ETFs. Okay. Then when that starts trading, okay, then maybe you have to think about what you're doing with your portfolio. This is just okay. I need to get involved is what I need to do. Bitcoin jumps to record price as Ethereum hits 3-year high, but nothing is really happening here. Move on. There's nothing to see. Bitcoin and ETH futures open interest. Just a little pile up in ETH. What? It's like, yeah, what are we going to do? Well, we better buy some Ethereum futures because when it moves, it's going to go to 7,000 because somebody looked at a chart and go, well, what does this thing do when it rallies? Oh, it goes up. Oh, the headquarters sold it at 2,700. Oh, okay. Maybe we should get involved now. Now, right? Bitcoin's current token distribution, 57% the general public. Governments, 2.7%. Satoshi has twice as much Bitcoin as governments as a whole. 3.6 owned by companies. 3% in an ETF. There's more lost Bitcoin than there is in ETF companies, miners, and governments combined, but it can't possibly go to 144 by the end of the year because I need to go on vacation. I mean, it's just almost a stand-up comedy routine. The news is almost a stand-up comedy routine. Okay, so here we have a guy who isn't a threat to anybody with a $180,000 target for next year. So yeah, I'm going to reaffirm my price target of $180,000 over the next 12 months based on the following factors. Yeah, okay, bro. How about we have $180,000 by the end of the year because this is crypto and, you want to give us a number, we'll just go there. Because they've been doing this in equities for 30 years, I have no idea why this is any different. $2 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts face liquidation if Bitcoin reaches 111K. Yeah, because, I have to put a stop in or I have to hedge my Bitcoin ETF because it could go down any moment. MicroStrategy is going to blow up and go to zero. It's going to be the biggest catastrophe in the history of finance when this guy has this huge levered unwind. Because being chronically negative is, I don't know, somehow fun because there hasn't been enough negativity over the last year as we've lived in a police state with socialist policies and, a dozen eggs is $14 when it used to be, 14 cents. But, let's get negative and let's get short an asset that's about to go banana parabolic because it's never gone parabolic in December, just in 2020 and 2017 in the heat of the last 2 bull runs. But, let's get short now. Obviously, that's clearly the trade. British Columbia maintains Bitcoin mining ban despite Vancouver's Bitcoin-friendly city motion. Who's running these places? And you know what? They're not going to be running them for long. They're not. It's like people hit the green button. People who you don't like, go away. That's pretty much it. No central bank digital currencies. Yes to Bitcoin, says European MP. Yeah, that's right, folks. Europe. They're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be George Orwell. Maybe we should buy crypto and let our people do something so that they can do something besides throw rocks at each other. Like, oh, okay, well, I just got here. and I've lived here for a while. So why don't we all get angry and throw rocks at each other? Or we can all go out, upgrade our phones, log into something, and buy Bitcoin. How about that? That just makes much more sense to me. And of course, any politician advocating for that immediately gets popular. Like the orange man doesn't know what to do with himself. He's like, you know what? I got to go pick a fight with Trudeau. There's nobody to pick a fight with. Everybody wants to be my friend because I'm Joe Bitcoin. The guy doesn't know what to do. You know, he's like, you know, first he picked on Trudeau, and now he's making friends with the Chinese. Everyone's going to buy Bitcoin. Everyone's going to buy crypto and get along. And this hasn't even started yet. You have these draconian characters reversing themselves at a rapid rate. They're racing each other to reverse themselves. How long do you think it's going to take before the ECB goes, you know what? We need to put this on our balance sheet. Or some central bank. How about the Swiss central bank? They're a U.S. equities hedge fund. They're going to go, yeah, you know what? We're going to buy some of this. What do you think is going to happen when they start announcing these things? The Bank of Japan? It's like, oh my God, our country's about to sink into the ocean. The birth rates are a disaster. You mean we've bought everything else? The Bank of Japan, I think they bought so much Japanese stock with QE, they own 15% of the Walmart of Japan because they bought so much stock doing QE. What's a little Bitcoin? You mean we could buy Bitcoin and 20-year-old guys could get excited and run around and get married and make babies as they just sit there going, oh, honey, look at this. Look at my phone. Oh my God, you look so beautiful today. Is that not true? Am I making that up? Wait until the Japanese get involved. Crypto eating TradFi's lunch as Coinbase revenue beats NASDAQ. Mic drop. A crypto phone is a phone that keeps on giving. The Solana phone. Oh my God. You know, like Solana is going to go from the city of Jeets to a telecom company. I can't wait to hear Wall Street. Solana is the future of telecom. Did you know that? Yeah, bro, we know that. No one's trading it though, because we're too busy selling Solana. I don't know. To do what? To do what? To do what? Because we're frustrated, because we're upset, because it didn't 1000x, because Sui went to $5. What is the reason? Why are we selling? Why are we bearish? Bybit to stop in France. Can we liberate France? Can we help those people? I mean, sometimes I think that thing at the Olympics was like a cry for help. Seriously, can you believe this? I mean, what are they trying to do over there? And is it going to work? It's not going to work. You know, it's like we got Pluto in Aquarius. The last time we had Pluto in Aquarius, it's like this celestial GAN event that happens every 250 years. What did you get last time? You got the American and the French Revolution. They got to storm the Bastille to hit the green button. Okay. You guys want to bring that stuff back? Have at it. Your citizens are going to revolt. Your citizens are like fighting with each other. They're like, why do we need to do this? You know, there's no like, I don't know, I'm on this side and you're on this side and I pray to this God and you pray to that God. Yeah. How about we all just hit the green button, man? It's endless. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Silicon Valley going to take down crypto. Oh my God. Skynet is coming. Yeah, Skynet is coming, which is why you should hit the green button. And by the way, you should go figure out a privacy solution, because if you're wondering who you need to keep things private from, it's the guy with the quantum computing chips, right? But we don't need privacy, right? Because everything is fine. No, everything is not fine, bro. It's not. Why are we here? Why are we doing this? Right? We're doing something different, right? Like I got involved in a privacy project that I don't know. I mean, people gave up on it so fast that it's probably, honestly, the most upsetting thing that's ever happened to me in markets. But it's privacy. I mean, you know, I went out and got my phone to install the privacy SIM card. And even if that doesn't, you know, even if that's not your cup of tea, why are you not working on that? Like, that's part of the green button. Like, you know, you got cold storage for your crypto. I mean, you know, like you can go to somebody's channel and check that. Any channel. Who do you need privacy from? Right? Web 2. SEC approves crypto wallet maker. Yeah, because they're going to unwind Gensler with a wave of the pen. HR platform wants to pay people with USDC. Anticipated Avalanche upgrade goes live because all the layer ones are dead, right? There's no need for that. Hyperliquid could have the biggest airdrop ever, but there's no catalyst for Web3 in crypto. This is the Bitcoin monthly chart. Do you see a top signal anywhere? No. You might get a dip in January on tax selling. The way this looks. How big can this candle be? Like really big. Really big. Solana on a daily chart. Jeets sold it. A, B, C correction. Perfect. DeMark moving average. Nice. DeMark support. Nice. Low for the week. Probably in. Upside target 280 minimum. Because what do you think is going to happen when they finally break this moving average? What happened last time? They broke this moving average, which is generated by a quantitative system, and then Solana went up only after the election. And why would this be different? Is something changed? Nothing has changed. The Bitcoin ETF, Fibonacci extension work. There's no resistance. Talk to me at 73. It's currently at 60. There's no six-figure price target in the Bitcoin ETF. This could be a breakaway gap, or they could go fill it. So much the better, right? The more time they give you, you have time. This is what could be fooling people, right? Like if people were like, oh my God, this is going to go up in the next 5 seconds, then you would get in. But if they wait you out a little bit and they bore you, then you don't think you have to do it. And then the next thing you know, you wake up and this is at 73 and it's gone. And they missed it. People are like, well, I didn't want any. I didn't want it at 40, right? Because, you got to be careful about the election. You don't know who's going to win, downside tail risk, watch out. What is it? Polymarket has the elections tied. I even bought into that poo. Gap move gone. Same thing. Same breakaway gap. No one's paying attention. No one's paying attention. ETH weekly. The resistance is at 5,000. Now, the 2021 high is 4,800. But the actual resistance price target on DeMark is at 56.82. Like it's getting harder and harder to draw price targets. So if you go to PowerPoint, right? I'll spare you having to watch the long-term price prediction videos. Like I did all these videos. People loved them. So that's the XRP quarterly chart. So we could have 2 more up quarters. And obviously they're not down. XRP's been around, I don't know, since 2018. According to this chart on Binance. Yeah, okay. So they waited from 2018 to 2024. And this is going to end in 1 quarter. You're going to have 2 more quarters of up only in this thing. XRP on a daily chart, LuxAlgo going with the up move after this consolidates and goes sideways in a bull flag formation that a 7-year-old could figure out. But, watch out. The shorts are up at $3. I do an XRP video. It's like minimum 5K views. Like the number of people watching the XRP short videos, sometimes it's as much or more than the total followers on the channel. What do you think these people are going to do with their spare change? They're just going to keep going. Do you think the people who are into XRP give a damn about what they're paying here when this thing is several $100 billion too cheap versus the rest of the market? Forget about it. Fibonacci circle analysis. So Fibonacci had the numbers in nature, right? The guy studied fruit fly multiplication, rings around giant trees after they cut it down. Supposedly the distance between a woman's belly button and the floor is 62% of her height. If you ever remember me talking about the 62% retracement, feel free to try that at Christmas parties if you can do so without getting smacked or they don't call HR on you or whatever. But Fibonacci is useful. And when you use Fibonacci circles, you connect, I don't know, a point over here to the 2021 high. And there's no resistance on a quarterly chart, which I got famous at Goldman for using. There's nobody home here until 6K. Everyone's like, oh, the resistance from the, oh, yeah. The actual target is usually from TA indicators that most people can't see, which is why Fibonacci circles are useful. Here's Bitcoin. So the quarterly chart, they're taking out 102K. Rule number one in stocks, buy breakouts. The next Fibonacci circle target is 144. We connected a LuxAlgo point from July of 2013 to the former all-time high, and boom, that's our structure. Note what happened in January when you broke through this Fibonacci circle. Up only 6 months of crap, boom. And they're just going to do it. They're going to do this again. They're going to do it again. And if they don't do it now, they're going to do it in January. January is like 2 weeks away. What do you want to do? Total crypto market cap, quarterly. Connecting the 2017 low and the 2021 high. Massive breakout, 3.6 trillion for total crypto market cap. Next resistance on a quarterly chart, 5.6 trillion. Now I could make separate videos about this. I could have put this behind the paywall. Why? You need to get in the member area. You need to scan the QR code or use the link down below to get the altcoins that me and Toby Ward work on so you can get long. So when total crypto market cap goes from 3.6 trillion to 5.6 trillion, you will have made money and can quit your day job. Meanwhile, all the hedge funds will get fired because they missed it. They missed it. And the general public missed it. The general public has only put $6 billion into crypto hedge funds. Talk to me about that being excessive when it's 60 or 160 billion. You know how much money is going to come in at 4 trillion? You know how much money is going to come in at 5.6? All the money in the world. Again, at 5.6 trillion, it'll be much more attractive. But at 3 trillion, I'm not really interested. Total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. That's total 2. So currently at 1.5 trillion. And the next Fibonacci circle target is 2.4. That's it. That's ETH, XRP, Cardano, and Solana. Boom. Gone. 1 trillion. What, you don't think we can do a trillion? You don't think we can do a trillion? Okay. People don't think we can do a trillion. Look at this. This is total altcoin market cap. So total market cap without Bitcoin and Ethereum. So altcoins. First of all, altcoins have not taken out their 2021 high. Altcoins suck. They trade terrible, right? We just came out with a new video today in the member area where we're like, oh, you know, we had all these altcoins on a watch list 5 days ago, but I just didn't get to do the video. And I got to do the video today, and most of these coins were down. They were at their LuxAlgo equilibrium zone. I'm like, oh, how nice. For once, not like waiting actually paid off. Meanwhile, back at the altcoin ranch, this can go up $1 trillion in market cap. How long does that take? I don't know. How long did it take in 2021? You had a stupid Fed liquidity pump, and it took 3 quarters to do it. 4 quarters, 12 months. You think it's going to take them 12 months with a currency devaluation and all that money coming out of equities? I don't think so. Gold, nobody home till 3,000. What's Bitcoin going to do when gold takes out 3,000? What's gold going to do if silver goes to 50 or 70? You don't think this can happen? Junior silver miners as a group are worth about as much, like GOAT and Fart together are worth more than large cap silver miners. Those are both worth about 700. XRP has not broken through a Fibonacci circle yet, or the all-time high. 3.9 feels like the minimum. 5 is theoretically possible. That's the top circle. Solana broke out. 335 is the target. No one is talking about Solana at 335. A lot of people talking about 750. No one's talking about 335, and there's even fewer people talking about 431. This can't happen, right? You can't have Bitcoin at 144 and Solana at 335. It can't happen, right? It can happen. It can happen right now. Now, just to be obnoxious, I like took the last cycle and like kind of traced it out on top of this cycle. And this is what can happen in Avalanche, because what has Avalanche done? Nothing. Nothing. No breakout, nothing. 57, 101, 140. I can't believe Avalanche is not going to 140. Everything is going back to its 2021 high. Near, no one interested. None. We thought we were geniuses in 2021. Oh, thank God we got it at 9, got it single digits. Then it went to 20, then it went to 0, and now it's back again. This is in a grayscale ETF product. Rune, cross-chain, quarterly chart. It's like crickets. Nothing's happening. Everyone's like, oh my God, I've missed the bull market. Oh my God, I've given up on upside targets. I'm going to go on vacation. Nothing's happening here. Yeah, okay. No one thinks we can add a whole bunch of market cap. Let's talk about market cap. You want to talk about market cap? Let's have a market cap conversation. I'm in that kind of mood. I got 4 minutes left. $2024 this year, Nvidia was at 47. Nvidia went to 153 at the top. You don't think we can expand market cap in crypto at this rate? Member requests 3. Three Arrows Capital, Tether. The Eagle King, indispensable. I don't know. 3 Protocol. My guess is another small cap being destroyed by tax loss selling. They're going to sell this stuff for 2 weeks. My guess is it'll end Christmas Eve. Like, if people haven't done tax loss selling by Christmas, you know, they'll probably all get it done on Christmas Eve. And then this stuff will all turn around. That's my opinion, right? Elixir Games. Again, you know, you have to start asking yourself about market caps, right? Like, anything that gets to 20 million can go to 50. Think the thing that you note about these type of trades is you see how this thing went to its 62% retracement and they immediately wanted it and went after it. Whatever this is, someone's after it on dips, right? Do you think XLM could hit $4? Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah. This thing. So painful. I think the best thing you can say about antivirus is that the team is committed because McAfee was special. Like, we wouldn't be here without McAfee. Right. And they've been nice enough to take it all the way back down to where it started from. And this is not the first altcoin in human history to go up and then retrace. SPX 6900 did it. Everyone did it. The only difference is, you know, like I said, I liked it publicly, so it's less fun for me. But, you know, I talked to the trading desk on this. You had like 2 people completely empty out their wallets. Like, this was 3-4 days ago. Like, on Christmas Eve, there isn't going to be anyone left to sell. And this is going to be true. You know, just forget this. Take this off and look at something like Ski Mask. They've been selling this in a box, but they've been selling it for 3 days indiscriminately. You know, they can't share screen. They've been selling this indiscriminately for 3 days, right into support. What do you think is going to happen? This thing is sitting at 250 million. What's going to happen when this whole base universe wakes up? Okay. All right. There may be more requests I'm not going to be able to do it today. I'm going to try to get over to the Silent Swap Twitter space right away. Okay. But I'm going to leave you with this. Don't think Bitcoin can't go to 140. And if Bitcoin goes to 140 or 120, the whole rest of the market is going to go with it. Everybody is when alt season. When is my coin going to go up? That's not the question. The question is, when is it all going to go parabolic? Because everyone is sleeping on this thing and no one thinks it can happen. And that's why it's going to. That's why it's going to. Right? When everybody thinks it's going parabolic, it goes down. Example, Thanksgiving. This is exactly the opposite. We're headed into Christmas and everyone's headed home for vacation, giving up, tax loss selling. You should be in the member area, hoovering up everything you can get your hands on, in my opinion. Okay. So that's it for today. We will see you next time.